Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video. And today I have my monthly haul. This time it's for August. Yeah, August. I always film them like a month later because I want to test everything properly. So here are all the products that I've been trying in August. Most of them will be from Catrice because I filmed my full face of Catrice then. So if you're interested, I will leave that video in the card, and I hope I'm pointing to the right side. I'm always confused because, I have behind my camera, I have a mirror so that I can see what it's filming, and if anything like stops or anything, I can immediately see that. That's why sometimes I'm looking to the side and like down, right? Um, and it's like weird to understand what side it is since it's in the mirror. You know what? I'm stupid and I cannot figure this out. So, and I always look back at the footage. I'm like, okay, so it's this side in the room, but then I forget. So, I don't know what I'm trying, honestly. Anyways, so for the products, as I said, it's gonna be a lot of products from Catrice. And then I have a couple other products. So, it was actually a really good month for like new products. I think I found quite nice products to like incorporate into my collection. A lot of them I actually really love. There are some that are more fails than hits, it's like equally divided. I don't know. So let me actually get a couple more products out because I've been traveling with some of these. Like I have them in my little Appa bag that I go back and forth between this place and my like grandparents for the weekend. Do we have any skincare? I actually haven't been trying any skincare or hair care. I think all of the products I'm using now, I've been using for a while. I don't think I've added anything new. At least when I went through my skincare collection and hair care collection, I haven't found anything. Like there are a couple of products that are new, but they're from this month, so you'll see them in a month. I I I could be wrong. Okay, so sometimes since I don't like film reviews of skincare, like right where when I purchase it, unless I'm trying like a full face of a brand, right? I don't know when I tried that. So it's sometimes like I think it was a month ago, but it also could have been 2 months ago or could have been a week ago. I don't know. Um Timelines. I'm confused, Anyways, so let's start with all the Catrice products. I'm not gonna go in any like order, just whatever is in front of me. So I have this Catrice Soft Glam Filter Stick Glow Booster. It's like a glowing makeup stick in the shade 010 Fairlight. Oh god, it's this stick, and let me put it on the so that you can see. It has, I mean, this is very generally applied. Generally, that's not the word. Genuine? No, generously. I knew what I meant, but so when you blend it out, it's literally just like a glowing thing. It's not really like a coverage. I might be getting a bit sick, so I'm rambling. Anyways, this product, I think it's gonna be really nice for like a summer thing because it just gives you a little bit of glow, and I've been using it with this L'Oreal Infallible foundation and powder type of thing. I have mine in 040 Cashmere, I believe it's called, or is the shade name. Actually, I used it multiple times. And these two together look really nice because obviously this is more just like a little bit more pigmented powder. And this doesn't really have much pigment, but together it just gives you that like really nice radiance while not being greasy when you use it with this. And it has like a very soft skin tint like coverage, like it's a very low coverage. But it looks nice, it looks really radiant, and when I powder it with this, it's not oily or greasy or tacky, which on its own it is on me, especially because I have kind of more like oilier, like combination acne prone skin. But also it doesn't look dry when I mix these two together. and it doesn't look like lifeless. So I have been really enjoying mixing these two. You can probably mix it with any like powder foundation or something. But I only have this one, or I have purchased another one recently. But yeah, this has been my go-to combo, and I've used this one. Let me actually see, because I do track everything. I've used it 4 times, and I have enjoyed the way that it looked. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like ever finish this product because there's like so much of it. But I will try eventually. I think if I'm gonna use any foundation, I'm probably there's a lot more chance I'm gonna use this one opposed to other products. But I will need to use it together with this, especially when, well, probably every single time. Like I feel like it's too shiny on me to use it at any point in the year. The product that I actually have on today is this Catrice Fake Kid Volume and how is it called? Volume and False Lash Mascara. It's this yellow one. I have it on my lashes today. I did more like a soft mascara look today. Like I haven't gone that heavy with it. It's just, you know, one dip for each eye. And then the lower lashes. I've actually used this one 32 times. And I've been really enjoying this one. Like it's a really nice mascara. Now it's getting a little bit drier because, you know, it's almost used up. But it feels really nice on the lashes. It makes really nice lashes, really long, really volumized. And yeah, it's a really good mascara. And for the price, like seriously, what else can you want? I do like Catrice and Essence mascaras. I think they're my favorite from drugstore because most of the ones that I've tried were really, really nice. And for the cheapest price that you can pretty much get at drugstore, so you know, why not? Then I have two matte liquid eyeshadows because I didn't want to buy a eyeshadow palette from Catrice because I don't really love their quality too much. Like it's not that it's horrible. Sometimes they have kind of good quality, but it's just kind of good. Like I don't think they ever really go further than that, opposed to, like, in contrast to most of my palettes from like indie brands, right? So I bought this green and this purple. I thought that they're gonna be exactly like they are on the packaging. I feel like the green one kind of is, but also I have olive undertone, so this one is quite light, and for me it almost blends into just like a soft look on me. Like it's almost like a neutral look on me. Like it doesn't really do much. Because it's light green and I'm very light skin and I have a bit of an olive undertone, so it just blends in. Whereas this one, on the eyes, it looks a bit more gray, and I think you can even see on the doe foot, like it's a little bit more gray version, darker version of this, which is not exactly what I wanted from it. I wanted this color, so that kind of is irritating. I have the, how is it called? Catrice Deep Matte Liquid Eyeshadows. The green one is Limelight, and this one is Very Violet. And how much I've used them? The green one I've used 2 or 3 times, I believe. You're getting 4 milliliters of this, by the way. And it's supposed to be waterproof. I forgot to mention that, but I think I've used this 3 times, and I've only used this one once in my initial review. I don't know, I just don't feel like using this. I don't know. I'm gonna try to use it one more time, but for me, what I've noticed when I was reviewing them is this one, the purple one, was really hard to blend. Like obviously I can't comment on the blending of this one because it's pretty, like it's so close to my skin tone and and my undertone that it will always blend for me. Like it could be the worst possible liquid eyeshadow and it would still look blended on me because it is so close to how my natural skin looks like. But the purple one obviously will be a little bit easier for you to see, and this one was really hard to blend. And I used this one without a primer and this one with a primer 2 times. I don't think either of the options is honestly all that good because like I've noticed that this one was a bit harder to like if I really inspect it really closely, it is a bit patchy. Like it's not something you will notice unless you're literally like centimeter away from me, but it's quite patchy. So I don't know, maybe if you want to do just like a liner look and you want a base underneath, maybe this is good for that because like you can easily draw with it. And I'm probably gonna use this darker purple one as a lip liner, seriously. Well, I could use it probably as a liquid lipstick, but I'm gonna use it as an eyeliner. I will just always use a bit on the back of my hand and then just use a liner brush to do my liner with because I know that you can do it with the I do definitely want to try to wear it as a liner. I've tried because my camera stopped. I've tried to use it with a liner brush and it's not the most pigmented to be honest, but you can do a line with it. So if I'm gonna do like a super pastel-y look, I could do this. It's like a softer liner. So I'm gonna have to try it more times, but I don't look, I'm someone who doesn't really vibe with liquid eyeshadow as it is. And if I ever wanted them, which I don't, I wouldn't recommend buying these. But again, I don't really want to own liquid eyeshadows. It's just I didn't want to introduce another palette in my collection that I would not enjoy as much as all my other palettes, which would happen with the Catrice formula. So, you know, a product that I absolutely love, but it's kind of hard not to, is the Catrice Summer Lips Lip Glaze in the shade CO2 Orange Spritz. It's such a beautiful lip oil. It has this strange gel applicator. I don't know how to explain this. This smells so nice. It smells like, not like Fanta, but some kind of orange soft drink. I don't, or maybe like, yeah, I don't know. Something with summer and something with like artificial orange flavor. It is such a nice scent. I do really love this. And I've worn this like maybe 10 times, probably even more. Like I actually love it so, so, so much. On the other hand, there's the Catrice Brow Fix Shaping Wax. I have mine in the shade 010 transparent. I've only used this once because it was an absolute disaster. It's like it's like, how am I gonna explain this? Like a tackier version of Vaseline. You know, like as if Vaseline was a bit gluey like. It's such a weird texture. It doesn't hold your brows at all. Like even the ones that are in the front that literally always stand upright, like they don't ever move. It doesn't even hold them, let alone these like long, crazy, unruly werewolf brows that I have. This is so bad. I feel like it has more potential being used as a shimmer primer than a brow glue. But the thing is, it never sets. And I even tried because I know sometimes you have to. There are some like brow waxes that you need to mix with water. So you like spray a little bit of setting spray or water, dip your brush in there and brush it, and that's how they work. And you have to like set them or like you have to wet them so that they set eventually when they dry up. This is not the case. It doesn't work like that. I've tried it. This is gonna go straight to the bin when I'm gonna do my yearly declutter at the end of the year, where I'm gonna like bitch about it again. But this is so bad. I don't know. Who approved this? I hope you lost your job because this is so bad. That was mean, but still, it's a horrible product. Then I have the Catrice Corrector Anti-Redness Primer with Cica and Allantoin. It's like a green colored primer that's supposed to, you know, camouflage the redness, and also the Cica and Allantoin are all calming skincare ingredients, so it also works like as a skincare. It's really nice. I've had a couple breakouts, I think 2 weeks ago, where I don't know, like my cheeks were red and there were a lot of breakouts. So I've tried to wear this and I think it really calmed the skin down, and I think it's gonna be one of those things that I sometimes will probably use even as like a moisturizer for the like daytime. I mostly use these types of products, like these calming products in the night time, but I don't know if you should be wearing primer for sleeping. You know, I don't. Yeah. So I'm probably gonna wear this during the day. Sometimes maybe in the winter because my cheeks do turn quite red. That's something that I want to try, but it did feel really nice and it is a nice calming formula. And here is, do you see, like it's green, but you know these, like they're very popular. A lot of brands do these type of primers, and I don't think this is scented because it doesn't smell like anything. Is there any scent? Yeah, I think, yeah. Okay, so this one is vegan, microscopic, plastic free, no parabens added, no alcohol, and fragrance free. So all good. We're all safe. Then I have the Catrice Almond Plus Shine Control Powder. I don't normally wear powders. I don't powder my face because I don't normally even wear like foundation. But I decided to buy this since it's not too expensive and I wanted to test it. And I've actually been testing a lot of foundations lately from like Asian beauty brands, which is because I did a full face of Asian beauty. And I've actually used this one 6 times. And it's good, like it doesn't feel drying, it doesn't, it also doesn't, like it really makes your skin look really like satin-like, very beautiful. No drying. And what I've also noticed, and I know some powders do that, sometimes when you put like flashlight on or when you take a photo, it can look like white patches on your face. Some powders do that. I think it's the HD powders, or is it the other way around? I don't know, but I know that some powders do that. So this one doesn't, just to let you know, because I know a couple of them do, and I think I've had one from Catrice years ago that I gave to my sister, and I think that one did that. Or like we discovered later on that it did that. So that one. Then I have this Catrice Magic Shaper Contour and Glow Stick Duo. So one side is contour and one is highlighter. I don't think I will ever use it for the highlighter because I don't use these champagne highlighters. I've only used that once in the initial review, but I've actually used the contour, like bronzer part, 3 times. One was again in the review because I just count this as one use for both of these sides, and then 2 times afterwards. It's really nice. It has very soft effect, so if you are like me, someone who is really afraid to wear bronzer, this one has very little pigment, so it will be fine. But also, I don't understand what's the point of putting it on when it doesn't do anything and you can't see it on your face. But it's a thing. And does it say something? It's also vegan, obviously. I think every single thing from Essence and Catrice, because they're like a sister brand, is vegan. And you're getting 9 grams of product. And mine is in the shade 010 Light. Because, I'm a close relative to Casper the Ghost. So obviously I only wear the lightest shades. I swear to God, there are white walls that are darker than me. Then I have the Catrice Insta Bright Serum Concealer. This is like the medium coverage, 18-hour long lasting, in the shade, surprisingly, 001N. I think they also have like cool version, but I am not cool tone, so I either go for yellow or neutral. If they would have like a peachy tone, that would be perfect, because obviously the peach can kind of correct the darkness under the eyes, but whatever. This one is very light, so I think I'm gonna use it in the word here. This is how it looks like. I think I'm gonna use wow, it looks really white on my hands, but my hands are always the darkest part of my body. It's gonna be really nice for winter. Now I don't think I'm gonna be using it on my face, but I did use it, I think, once with a foundation that's a little bit darker. So I would just like mix because I always put foundation on the back of my hand, and from there I apply it on my face. So I just mixed that with this concealer, and it worked really nicely for that. So it's a nice formula. I've used it under my eyes 2 times, I think, because that's where I use concealer. I only use that. I only do like one dot here, and then I spread it underneath the eyes. It's a nice formula. There was a little bit of like little bit for these areas that have like that I have a bit of lines. Which, for example, my Superstay from Maybelline doesn't do that, but also it's a lot more expensive. But it has now I've just kind of blended it out. It has a bit of coverage and it's quite nice, so I don't think there's anything wrong about that. I'm gonna go back to the eyeshadows, like the liquid eyeshadows from... So I have these eyeshadow toppers from the Joker collection, and I have the one in the shade 020 Pow. This one is like a blue purple iridescent toppery shade. I've only used this one twice. They are quite nice, but I think they're more like an inner corner or lower lash line thing or like a little detail. I don't think it's like all over the lid because they don't have much pigment. So unless you use something super sparkly and dark underneath to, like, you know, act as a base, this doesn't do much, if I'm being honest. And then I have this green one, which is, how is it called? Hazardous. It's 010, and it's like a green, like a limey going into mint. Beautiful, beautiful shade. I've actually used this one three times, but I've only used it in my inner corner. I haven't used it as anything else. I also use them, the days that I use them in my inner corner, I would also use them as my face highlighter, which I think that's how I'm gonna be using them up. You have how much? How much are you getting? 1.5 milliliters. So I think if I'm ever gonna wanna like use them up, which I definitely will because I don't want to be keeping these bottles here, I'm probably gonna use that as an iridescent face highlighter and inner corner highlight, because I just don't, I don't use these. Then I have this Catrice liquid blush affair. This is something orange, right? Yeah, Orange Fizz 020. It's with marshmallow extract, and you're supposed to shake it, which I don't think I've ever done. So packaging, kind of deceiving because it looks red. I think they have different colors for the packaging, but then the shade is called Orange Fizz, and the color that you're getting is like a bit more rosy peach. So make it make sense. I've used this 3 times. Is it? No, 2 times only. Well, it's a very soft liquid blush, which most of liquid blushes are very like soft in the pigment area. So if you are afraid of wearing blush, this looks very natural. It almost looks the same that I have the blush that I'm wearing today, which is the Revolution Fuzz Base blush. It's just that this one, you can layer it a bit more, and this one is a bit more peachy, but it is like a similar effect. It makes your cheeks look very healthy, and it works over foundation as well. I think both of the times I've used it with foundation, so that works. It's nice. You're getting how much? 10 milliliters, and it's a cute little product. Then another mascara. I haven't actually worn it in the past like 2 months, but I've already had it months or years ago, I don't know. It's the Catrice Glam & Dull Volume Mascara. It's waterproof. It has this type of wand, and it is wonderful. I do love this one. It makes your lashes long and voluminous, and doesn't look clumpy at all because of the mascara wand. I did really like this. Also, I like that it's skinny, and it's really nice to hold. I like these more pen-like mascara packages. Just, I don't know, it makes it easier to hold for me. So yeah, I love this one. I know I love it. I don't need to use it again. Like I'm gonna open this one up and use it properly after this one is finished, which I think will happen in the next 2 weeks, definitely. So yeah, it is really nice. Like it's nice. I have nothing bad to say about it. I would highly recommend. This is my second time purchasing it, and I will probably purchase it again eventually if I won't have anything else to review. Then I have this Catrice Ultimate Camouflage Cream. This is like a coverage concealer that you're supposed to use either on your like blemishes or stuff like that. It's like high coverage, and I have it in the shade 015 Fair. I've only used this twice, both times on my blemishes. I think the way that they describe you use it is to apply it generously on the area you're trying to cover, let it dry for a bit, then like blend it out with like finger or something, and then go over it a while later with like foundation. I don't really think that this gives you any more coverage. Like it just feels like there's more product on your face, but honestly, I don't think it covers anything more than the regular foundation. I don't think it like amps up the coverage, if that makes sense. I haven't used it on like active pimples, but on the red spots after pimples, like the irritation, and it haven't covered it. So you would probably need like a color corrector for that. But then again, why else would you buy this if not for covering up the darkness? Because like if you have a white head, you can cover it up with foundation. You can't cover the texture, but you can cover the white little dot. So I don't know. Then I have this Perfection eyeshadow stick in the shade CO1 Sparkles of Pearls. It's this thick sparkle. This one I don't understand what it is for, because this is how it looks like, by the way, and it kind of smudges. It doesn't really sparkle. It doesn't have much pigment, so in the waterline it will smudge. On the eyes it doesn't really do much, and you can't really draw with it. So I just don't really understand what I'm supposed to be doing with that. What I am really enjoying is the Catrice Grip to Last Eyeshadow Primer. This is a really nice one. I have it in the shade Made to Stay, which is a transparent one. This is how the wand looks like, and it's really nice. Like it holds your eyeshadows. It's one of those like a little bit more drier primer, so it is like a gel that completely dries on your eyes. It does have a little bit of tackiness, so like it will hold the pigment, and it is quite nice to blend over it, but it's not like if you have a very powdery, hard to attach to your lid type of eyeshadows, maybe you need something a little bit stronger and more creamier. But for normal good eyeshadows, like indie quality eyeshadows, there's no issue. I've tried it with my older Udens palettes, with my newer shades from like Nomad, Gourmand Girls. What else was I using lately? Like Colourpop. What else was I using? Lethal. It worked perfectly with these type of brands, so I don't think you're gonna really have problem. But you have like, if you have like a super powdery, hard to use, bad quality eyeshadows, maybe it could look kind of shitty, but you know that is mostly the eyeshadow's fault. Then I have this Eyebrow Stylist waterproof brow pencil in the shade 060, maybe. Yeah, I think it's 060. Yeah, Legally Blonde. This is very warm toned brown, like lighter brown, kind of like a hazelnutty type of color. I don't know how that is for blondes. Like it doesn't, I've never met a blonde person who wants to have this type of color of brows. I don't think so. It's also quite soft pencil, like the actual thing you draw with is very soft, so it kind of, you have to constantly sharpen it, and it doesn't really draw like light strokes. It is quite thick because it is so soft, so like you you know, it's hard to make soft lines with it. So I don't know if I would recommend this one. It has the little brushy thing at the end, but honestly, I don't. Not a good product in my opinion. I have 3 waterline pencils. These like Kohl Kayal pencils. I have this vibrant green in the shade lime green. It's the shade 130. It's a beautiful vibrant green shade. Then I have the 140 First Mint. It's this beautiful light, almost like a mint, yeah, like a very soft mint shade. And then the 170 Candy Rose, which is a pastel pink. It's very pretty too. This one doesn't show up too much on the eyes, but also like your waterline is kind of pinky red, right? So it's kind of harder. Then I have 2 lip liners. I have this one from the Generation Joy collection, and it's the like plumping effect thingy in the shade True Tangerine, which is CO1. Mine needs sharpening, but it is a very nice vibrant orange. This is very soft formula again, so it will smudge. I don't think they even claim that it's smudge proof, but if it's like a lip liner, I think it should be smudge proof. It's just like a baseline. But it's a beautiful orange. It has that like minty tingling sensation. It's not like that it's hot, it's more like a cool tingling sensation for the plumping. And then there's also the plumping liner Maxi Lip, something with also mint oil, so it's also like just cool and stuff. And this is in the shade 069 Manhattan. It's a beautiful shade. I'm wearing very similar shade today. The one that I'm wearing today is from Essence. It's the perfect shade from the like 8-hour matte comfort lip liner, but it is super similar. I think if I swatch them next to each other, it would be nearly the identical shade, because I like these like brownie rosy type of lip liners for like an everyday wear. And then the most exciting thing in this video, and the last thing in this video, is the Nomad Cosmetics Haunted Europe palette. It's their 18-pan palette that they've launched years ago. And I don't know if they now brought it back or if they just restocked it. I don't know what kind of deal that is, but I know that this one has been out for quite some time. This is their original formula, by the way, so the shimmers are not as good as the mattes. I'm just gonna preface that already. I'm wearing it today for my like, I wanted to wear it today before I'm gonna film this video to just try a couple more of these eyeshadows. Normally what I do for my hauls when it comes to eyeshadow palettes or eyeshadows in general, I always try to use every single shade at least 3 times so that I know how it works and I can try it with different combinations to make sure that it works not just in one type of way, but that I can also blend it with like maybe opposite colors and stuff like that, you know, just to make sure that it's actually workable, that it actually works, you know. So I think the mattes are really nice. I do love the selection of mattes. I do like these like very cool, kind of spooky gray tones, and then these super warm orangey tones. The greens are also very pretty. The shimmers, as I said, not very sparkly. I think the ones that are really pretty is the shade Catacombs, which is actually a pretty dark shade, but it has these beautiful sparkles of green and purple and gold. So this one is very exciting. I do quite like the Highgate Cemetery because it's quite nice. Like in the inner corner, I don't need it to be like insanely sparkly, as long as it is somewhat of a sparkly. So this one works. And then I actually only use these once, these 2, but I can already tell you this one is probably the most sparkliest shade in the entire palette, and it's quite pretty. Like I wouldn't mind wearing this on its own without like a topper over, but for the other shimmers, if I want to wear them all over the lid, I will use I will definitely use them with toppers. But I've used this palette for 7 looks now. So I did my makeup with it 7 times. I do really love this color, so I think it's super autumnal. Like all of these shades look super autumnal to me. And when it comes to the usage, so I've used this one once, then this one, and this one 3 times, and these 2 at the end 2 times. Boogeyman again 1 time, and then all of the others 2 times, and this one 3 times. I'm pretty sure one of them was on my brows. And then here 2 times. All of them except for this shade, I think. Yeah, this shade, which I've used 3 times. So most of them twice, some of them 3 times. And then these two yellowy oranges once only. I do want to use this like warm corner over here for a look at some point, but I just didn't have the time, and I wanted to already film this video because I will not have much time later, like next week. And I have videos that I do plan on filming next week that I want to upload because they are scheduled for that day. So this was like kind of the only time that I could have filmed that before it's like too late. And then it would be like, because then I would upload this video in like the beginning of October, which is a bit too late for an August haul. So that's for this pad. It is absolutely beautiful. I do love both the color story and the packaging. I think it's wonderful, but I will definitely need more interesting topper shimmers to accompany this palette, which I don't think is going to be too hard because I just built my autumnal palette not that long ago, and as you can see, this one is very, very sparkly, so I will use these shades with the Haunted Europe, and I hope I will still use it a couple more times during the season because I think it's pretty and I think it is really exciting. By the way, today I finally received in the mail the Salem new collection, both all the 3 lipsticks and the palette, so I will start filming with it tomorrow. For me, tomorrow. I don't actually know what day is it for you, and I will not try to figure that out right now. So you will see that video soon. I think ideally on Monday or Tuesday I would love to upload that, so stay tuned for that. I just peeked into the palette, into like the inside of the palette, and it is so beautiful, so I can't wait. But that was everything for this haul. Let me know what you thought. I'm mostly really happy with these products. Like most of them are really good. There are a couple, but most of them are fairly good to really amazing, and that just makes me so happy. I will obviously continue using these and like rotating them. You're gonna see them in my weekly makeup diaries and probably other like get ready with me's and stuff like that, because you know, since I have them, I will use them. I do love to rotate through my collection. Let me know what are your current like newest products that you've been trying and getting into your collection. And that's gonna be everything for today. So I hope you've had a wonderful day, and I'll be super happy to see you tomorrow in another video. So bye.